I enjoy observing the evolution of buildings over time, seeing them as a palimpsest that registers change like the history of cities. For me, it's like a chess game. The way Jimmy Carter installed solar panels on top of the White House, which were taken down by the Reagan administration. It was like one chess master makes a move and another makes another. I'd like to share a chess game of sorts at the Architecture's Chair's office here at Gant Hall, a building designed by John Andrews 51 years ago. In the publication Instigations, a publication to celebrate the anniversary of the GSD, Preston Scott Cohen wrote a piece on an architectural episode that happens in this building. He said that Moneo, upon arrival at his office as the new chair of architecture in 1985, discovered two closely spaced circular columns of unequal size in the chair's office that really bothered him. Now, for those who know the building, this is the consequence of a design philosophy that we see in the northeast side of the building, in this case, particularly the northwest corner detail of the building, where a circle of columns of decreasing size indexes the subsequent load that each column respectively supports. It's a functionalist trope, not unfamiliar to John Andrews, who trained under José Luis Sert, and to the modernists of that period. Moneo took upon himself to build a rectangular box around the smaller circular column, resulting in one square column and one circular column of roughly the same size, evoking the classical tradition of pairing a square pilaster together with a round column. Scott noted that Moneo wrestled these columns from the modernist rhetoric and placed them squarely within the classical, turning Andrews' structural gradient into something classical, as if Robinson Hall was restored in the heart of the new Architectural Academy in the chair's office of Gant Hall. There used to be a lot more columns in Robinson Hall, and not all of them were part of the architecture. I know some of them survived and moved to Gant Hall. So, to come back to Moneo's intervention in the chair's office, this device of the paired columns, something mostly used in architecture from the 17th century onward, is itself divisive. Claude Perrault considered couple columns to be structurally superior. Quatremer de Quincy, in contrast, described the paired columns as a fault, as a first step to vice. I love the idea that architecture can be a first step to vice, and over time, Moneo's paired columns also experienced change. When Iñaki Ábalos became chair, he walled in these two columns to create a large wall that supported a large screen. Then Michael Hayes excavated them, and then, when I assumed the chair in 2018, I erected a third column, a glass column that is triangular in plan. And so, for me, this juxtaposition with Andrews' circle of concrete columns and Moneo's square drywall columns somehow evokes the family of Platonic shapes, the circle, the square, and the triangle, of which Wassily Kandinsky was a huge proponent at the Bauhaus with Gropius. And instead of Kandinsky color-shape association, it turned into a material shape association. As we can see from the exterior, the three columns, the Papa Bear column, the Mama Bear column, and the Baby Bear column. And then the new one in the studio in this great photograph by Noritaka Minami. What does it mean for this type of exercise beyond the chess game? Are we just looking for a beautiful game, or what Brazilian football has called joga bonito? Is this a capricious project? It certainly is. In a time when we are facing serious challenges in the world, do we need linguistic games? We do not. But I hope in this small gesture that architecture does not forget its ability to communicate, to tell stories of its past, stories that serve nothing more than a reminder of the relevance of architecture to construct better futures. Now, I'm curious to see what Grace will do to the columns.